In this podcast episode, Chris Robinson, lead singer of the Black Crowes, discusses his early musical influences and career beginnings. He mentions that his father was a singer who had a hit in the late 1950s and later immersed himself in the folk music scene. Growing up, Robinson was surrounded by music, with his father often playing folk songs at home. This early exposure to music had a profound impact on him, especially as he struggled with dyslexia. Robinson describes how music would open up stuff for him, changing the space around him in a way that wasn't psychedelic, but transformative. As teenagers, Robinson and his brother Rich found themselves drawn to punk rock and alternative music. He mentions watching a television show called New Wave Theater late at night, which exposed him to bands like The Cramps and The Gun Club. This exposure to counterculture and alternative music was particularly impactful given their suburban upbringing in Georgia, where mainstream country music was more prevalent. Robinson talks about the formation of the Black Crowes and their experiences in the music industry. He recounts an incident where Rick Rubin suggested they change their band name to the Cobb County Crows, with KKK initials, which he found deeply offensive. He also discusses their early tours, including opening for ZZ Top, and how they maintained a rebellious attitude towards corporate involvement in music. The conversation touches on the changing landscape of the music industry, particularly the decline of album sales and the shift towards streaming. Robinson expresses nostalgia for the era when making an album was a significant artistic statement and laments the loss of that cultural importance. Throughout the podcast, Robinson emphasizes the importance of artistic integrity and staying true to one's vision. He talks about the Black Crowes' commitment to playing live music without relying on backing tracks or excessive technology. He also discusses his approach to songwriting, mentioning that he still writes lyrics on paper rather than using digital devices. He reflects on the idea of the muse in creativity, describing it as a female presence that requires devotion and can be jealous. He believes that if an artist's reverence for the creative process diminishes, the muse might turn away, leading to a loss of inspiration. Robinson shares his observations on cultural and societal changes. He expresses concern about the prevalence of social media and its impact on artistic expression and human interaction. He criticizes the tendency for people to seek validation through likes and follows, suggesting that this pursuit of online approval can lead to a loss of authenticity. The conversation also touches on the changing nature of rebellion in music and culture. Robinson notes that what was once considered shocking or rebellious has often been co-opted by mainstream culture, citing examples like wearing Dead Kennedy's t-shirts becoming fashionable rather than provocative. Robinson speaks enthusiastically about his love for travel and experiencing different cultures. He shares stories about his visits to various countries, including Italy and Jamaica. He expresses a particular fondness for Sicily, describing it as a place where he feels deeply connected and relaxed. He appreciates the slower pace of life and the different vibration he experiences in such places, contrasting it with the fast-paced modern world. He also discusses his experiences visiting historical sites and ancient ruins, reflecting on the impermanence of civilizations and the humbling effect of standing in places with such rich history. Robinson reflects on his experiences with fame and the music industry. He expresses gratitude for being able to maintain a relatively normal life despite his success, appreciating that he can still do everyday tasks like grocery shopping without being overly recognized. He values the genuine interactions he has with fans who appreciate the music rather than just celebrity status. The conversation touches on the impact of the Black Crowes' music on people's lives, with Robinson sharing stories of fans who have used their songs in significant life events like weddings and funerals. He expresses humility and appreciation for the way their music has resonated with people over the years. Robinson shares his thoughts on modern music and technology. He expresses concern about the prevalence of computer-generated music and the reliance on technology in live performances. He values the raw, organic nature of live music and believes in the importance of maintaining that human element in performances. He also discusses the current state of rock music, noting a perceived lack of strong new rock bands emerging in the mainstream. He suggests that there might be a disconnect between what people enjoy, citing the continued popularity of classic rock bands in stadiums, and what the music industry is promoting. Throughout the conversation, Robinson reveals aspects of his personal philosophy and approach to life. He emphasizes the importance of embracing adversity and learning from difficult experiences. He shares anecdotes about friends who have overcome addiction and values their perspective on using those experiences as lessons rather than harboring resentment. Robinson also discusses his love for music beyond his own genre, mentioning his appreciation for various styles from different eras and cultures. He sees music as a vital force in his life, not just for energy, but for soulful connection and as a way to navigate through difficult emotions. When asked about his future plans and how long he intends to continue performing, Robinson expresses uncertainty. He reflects on the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, which gave him time to consider other interests and potential pursuits beyond music. While he still loves performing, he's open to exploring other artistic avenues, such as writing books. Robinson ponders whether he wants to be on stage at 75, acknowledging that he'll make that decision when the time comes. He values the perspective gained from the pandemic, realizing that there are other aspects of life he wants to explore beyond music. The conversation concludes with Robinson expressing appreciation for the opportunity to discuss a wide range of topics. He reiterates his passion for music and its power to connect people and provide solace during difficult times.